Is everything cool? Bitch, do I look good? That's all I want to know. Let me grab me a drink of this. All right, so I'm officially live. You guys, like whoever sees this after after the live is done, this is basically almost like a live recording that I do now. Because I feel like they're very effective and I really like going live. Now I'm starting to get used to going live. It's really weird to me, but like it is what it is. Like, YouTube and everything's changing, so we're gonna get into it. So as you see from the title, I'm going to be talking about Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump. And as y'all already know, like the debate has already been done. I have sat back and analyzed everything and just looked at everything. Because what I like to do after the debates, I like to give it a day or two to look at everyone's take, to look at like who is hating on it and who is for it, and what does the media say and what does the media try to portray to the public to make it seem like who lost or who won. I just want to say this, like off the bat, Donald Trump won that fucking debate. Like I truly, truly think that Trump is back and he is furious. He is tired. He is over the attacks, the personal attacks. Because as we looked at like the RNC, and we look at the DNC, Donald Trump, he only like mentioned Joe Biden like once. He only mentioned Joe Biden once at the RNC. At the DNC, they was constantly attacking him. They was literally like, they was also calling him totalitarian, a dictator. Even like it was just so insane. Like how they was tearing him apart at the DNC. So like, and also he was shot. He was like everything has trickled up to this moment where I think that he's finally done and so tired of these people attacking him every which way. And as I analyzed everything and I looked at that debate, I thought it was like honestly great. I have notes right here to like make me remember like certain points that like I'm written down in my notes on my phone. Um so I can like remember like what to say because I'm getting used to this live thing and like it's like hard for me. But the first thing I want to say, like the appearance wise, like let me just say, like I thought Trump looked amazing. I thought Kamala looked at like she was tired. Like I truly feel like that. As I look at these photos and I compare and contrast Donald Trump's hair looked really nice. I think his skin tone looked really nice. He looked it relaxed. He didn't look afraid. He didn't look nervous to me. He looked like a pro. Like he came in like ready to like fucking like get this bitch. Like that's how I felt like. But looking at Kamala and how like her demeanor was, like she looked it very pale. She looked very um uneasy and like nervous. She was like stumbling a lot, which a lot of us we stumble. I mean, I stumble a lot all the time. Like I stutter all the time too, but it was apparent that she was very nervous to like take on Trump and you know to finally see him and to be in the same room as him as Donald Trump. He is like what 6'2" or something like that. So like and she's like short too. She's short. So imagine going into a room and you have never seen Donald Trump ever in your life, and you see him and you look at him and you're like, oh shit, like I'm fucking with the boss. Like that's how it felt. Like I feel like Kamala, she didn't understand like what she was getting into, like verse like going for Trump, and all the smears and stuff like that she did DNC. Like I noticed she was like, oh shit, like when she shook his hand. Cause I would have like if I was like out here talking shit about somebody and stuff like that, and like sneak dissing, never met the person. Like she's almost like an online keyboard like gangster basically. Like she's like that's how she looks. That's how she appears. She's like a troll that has been trolling Donald Trump all like ever since she announced like her campaign to go after like Donald Trump, and it hasn't been about like the policies. It's always just been about attacking Trump, attacking him like every single moment that she can. And it's all about like we want to promote joy, we want to promote happiness. Well, bitch, guess what? You didn't. We didn't see that joy and that happiness on that stage, sweetheart. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel the joy in on that stage. I felt fear. I felt fear. The moment that I saw Kamala Harris shake Donald Trump's hand, instantly I seen fear in her eyes. I seen nervousness in her eyes because you're a bitch. You're a phony. That's why. But what I want to get into, so sick of this. I'm so sick of these people, and everyone's like, fa la 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 lying around her bullshit. So that this was like my notes. Kamala Harris and Donald Trump debate. Trump claims he did an amazing job during the pandemic when Kamala asked about what he left her with his economy. Now we already know that when the question was asked about the pandemic and stuff like that, this is where I get very angry with Donald Trump, and I do not like that he still to this day doesn't come out and say like this is what no one ever talks about this the pandemic, like Nick Fuentes never talks about the pandemic, Candace Owens never talk about how he handled the pandemic, anything like that. When Donald Trump comes out and he's asked about the pandemic, I literally want to scream at him like through the TV, like because he had played a hand in the destruction of this economy. No one wants to talk about this. No one wants to talk about this at all. Everyone wants to like brush over this. I'm going to explain to you why. We're going to get into the COVID vaccines. When he talked about, the pandemic and how he did a great job. He did a great job with the V. He did a great job with dispensing it, getting it out there fast for people. It infuriates me, and he's proud of it. What is there to be so proud of? So many people have been affected negatively, like around this injection. I can't really say like whatever censorship, and he's yet still proud of it. It has harmed so many people, so many children. I even know people that are having like so many side effects from the juice. And when he's like given the answers to that, it makes me so angry. And not only that, no one ever wants to talk about like, yes, there was inflation. Yes, there was. There was inflation, but it wasn't as much and as bad as it is now. 100%. We were still like having a livable. We was fine. We was fine. Okay, we was still getting our crab boils. We was out here still making a lot of money. We were okay. We were surviving. And plus, he was getting stimulus checks, which that is another reason why we was in so much inflation too. You can't spend money and print money and think that we're not going to get any type of fucking like repercussions from it. You're not. You're not. Okay? Like there's going to be some repercussions. And it did happen. It did. We like he brought up inflation. It's true. Was it as is it as bad as it is now? We had like 4.2% of inflation. No, no, it was not. It was way lower. And Kamala lies that she make it seem like that it was such a disastrous like economy he left the Bidens and like he left the Biden administration. It's not true, okay? Yes, there were issues, but it's not true how they try to like put it out there. But my main issue with him, he still does not um admit that dispensing the V is wrong and stuff like that, and he doesn't even acknowledge like the harms that it has committed, and he doesn't even go after the states that were so harsh on people during the pandemic and locking them down and like not letting them have a choice to do anything. Like he never ever acknowledges that. He never acknowledges like how much how so much harm has happened to so many people in this country during the pandemic, literally. And that's one thing that I really makes me mad. But he held his own on the debate stage, which was fine. Whatever. Like, it infuriates me. It makes me mad. Like, that's one thing that makes me mad. And obviously, like he comes for Kamala and says like she doesn't have a plan, which she doesn't. The whole entire time when she was on that stage, like the only time that she was actually very strong was when abortion came up. Obviously, that is her moment. Abortion's her moment. Abortion's not really Trump's moment. It's not. It really, he was. I don't feel like that he was so like overly prepared. Like that's another thing too. He wasn't very prepared when it came to these questions. I thought that he had good impactful moments, and then he had non impactful moments. But when it came to abortion, it seems like it was like he was kind of lagging on that, you know. Um, and she gave us top story. What did it say right here? I have like my notes, obviously. um, she brought up like the yeah, like right here. This is what I said. Kama goes in on abortions, brings up that women didn't want to carry pregnancy to a term, using incest and using emotions to get people to vote and want to sign into law. She continues to say that he's for prior to 2025, which is not true. When he doesn't agree, he doesn't want to sign a ban on abortion. He comes for her not going to get the votes to put Roe v. Wade back to federal law, and how she can't even get a vote for to pay off student loans, which is true. Like that's another thing too, which I agree with him on. Like, people were like, "Oh, like why he bringing student loans? Why he bringing student loans?" For me, it's like she wouldn't be able to get the vote. Like, she wouldn't be able to get the vote to pit back Roe v. Wade. She would not. Like, I truly feel like she wouldn't. Just like she can't get the vote to get, to pay off these losers, these dumbass losers out here, the student loans to be paid. Like, she's not gonna get it. Like, they could have codified Roe v. Wade so long ago. Like, I'm getting mad. Like, like, look how red my ears are. I'm getting mad when I think about this because like they're lying, they're using emotions, and it's just a way to like garner more of the women vote. Because women, they feel very connected to this because like the women, they think that like like there's not a second human growing into their body. They're the ones who open up their legs for any fucking man in the world to go into them and I can't even say it. And they wind up to get pregnant, but then they like, oh, I don't want this baby. I'm scared for the responsibility. And of course, like, men are going to support this because, of course, like, do you think these men want responsibility? You think these men want responsibility? Like, most of these men are coercing these women to get these abortions anyway. They're coercing them to get these abortions because they don't want the responsibility. They don't want to suffer the consequences for the action that they did. And that's for the most part. And secondly, it's for either a career. And third, it's just like they're just, this is my right, and I'm just gonna use it. I don't care. Like, I don't think, I think this is a parasite inside my body. That's another like another like take that I've been hearing in conversations that I've been hearing too about women saying like the baby, the living organism that's inside their womb is a parasite. And the reason why it's a parasite is because it can't live without the woman. Okay, whatever, but still, it's still a living human being. Okay, like, you are the reason why it is in there because you spread your legs. Okay, you stupid bitch. You are the reason why it's inside you. Okay, so you cannot sit here and tell me that oh, this is why I should have to write. Like, it's just so insane to me. Like, these people are so crazy, and that is what they're running on, and they think that that is freedom. The only freedom you should have as a woman is the right to murder off your offspring. That's the only thing, and that's what she uses in that debate. It just makes me mad. Like, we're using incest, which is like what 0.5% of that ever fucking happens. It's very rare. Even like sexual abuse, and you wind up getting pregnant. That is very very rare. It rarely ever happens. Does it happen? Yes, but it's very very rare. No one ever talks about the women that actually have gotten sexual assaulted and kept the baby. No one ever talks about that. They think that all women that get, sexual assaulted, sexual abused, or whatever like that, through incest. Sorry, they think that they don't keep the baby. Like, there's so many women that keep the baby. They Because they believe that, like, that's not the baby's fault. It's not the baby's fault that the father was a fucking disgusting bastard. It's not the baby's fault. They know this. I understand that it's like kind of extreme. People think that it's extreme for us to like, especially for me, I'm pro life, to say that like there's no exceptions. 100%. I understand that people hate this. Like, I got in a huge argument at work with my friend about this situation. He like literally shook his head and like was like, "Oh my god, oh my god." It's like, bitch, of course you're a straight man. You wouldn't even want the responsibility anyway. So shut the fuck up, okay? That's why you're a weak piece of shit, and that's the only reason why you would want the woman to get the abortion. Okay? Like, get out of my face. I just want her to have the option that to be a parent. No, you do not. If you advocate for the woman to have the option to be the parent, then tell her to don't fucking open up her legs. Okay, how about that? I'm just so sick of people. I really am. I'm sick of like her saying like, oh, there was like denying treatments for the woman that was gonna die and stuff like that. And the rest, like, please shut the fuck up. Doctors, their whole responsibility is to protect the woman and the baby that's inside the womb. Stop fear mongering people. It's all a fear mongering tactic, and that was the only time during that debate that she was like, oh, like strong. Everything else she fucking fumbled, okay? And she's like, why should women trust Trump on abortion since he's changed his stance? He's not for 9 months. He believes in exceptions on abortion and says, and whatever. He put Roe v. Wade to the states and now it's the vote of the people. Exactly. It's the vote of the people. But she's like, oh, why should women trust him? He's saying that like he's this and he's that. Trump has always been pro life, and not pro life. Sorry, he's always been pro choice. Always been for pro choice, pro abortion. That's what I say. I don't even say pro choice. I say pro abortion. He's always been pro abortion. He would never even like ban abortion, which is what she's been trying to say that he's been wanting to ban abortion. That's not true. He doesn't want a national ban. He's going to veto it if it ever comes to his desk. Even JD Vance has said that, and JD Vance is staunchly pro life. So this whole entire narrative, that's something that if he actually wanted to get women's vote, actually, I think this would set back the base. To be honest, he should have came out and said like, you know what? I'm pro choice. I'm actually pro choice. The only thing that I did is just give the people the power in their states to vote on whether or not they want to, have abortion in their state or not. And for the most part, people have had the chance to go out and vote during the primary elections to actually vote for whether or not they want abortion to stay in their states or they do not. And it just gave power to the people. It's more freedom to the people. No one understands that. They don't understand that. So when it comes to all of this, I really hate that topic. I don't like the fact that Donald Trump is like pro choice. Honestly, to be honest, if it was up to me as the president, there would be consequences for you even murdering your child in the womb. That's how radical I am about that because you're a piece of shit, in my opinion. I truly do feel like that. But women that have had abortions and they feel bad about it and they've learned from it, they understand why it was so wrong. Okay, whatever. But I truly feel like for the radicals out there, the radicals, oh, bitch, there should be consequences for you. That's how I feel. I truly feel like that. The doctors, consequences. I truly feel like that. You can never sway me on this position. The many things that I've learned, and I used to be pro choice, I used to be pro abortion. I kid you not, like, the things that I've learned, the things that I've heard, I no, there's no exceptions. There are so many pro life organizations out here. I'm sorry, I can go on and on about this. I'm sorry, I just have to get this out. There are so many pro life organizations period that would help women in need, give you diapers, pay for everything, rent, everything for you to keep your child and for you and to help that child have a good life. There is no motherfucking reason to murder your offspring. Not one. The media never wants to cover pro life organizations. What they will cover is when extremists are out here destroying pro life organizations' property. That's it. That's the only time they will fucking talk about the pro life organizations. They'll never talk about the benefits. What benefit has Planned Parenthood has ever done for any woman except for give her like more more trauma and what else? And killing their offspring. What else have they given them? You've given them money. You give them money to get that abortion, right? You've benefited that bullshit. You have supported murder, but we want to demonize pro-life people. That whole entire thing with Kamala, that infuriates me. And Taylor Swift, that stupid fucking hag. You stupid, disgusting piece of shit. I fucking hate Taylor Swift with a passion. The only reason why she's voting for Kamala Harris is not for you, the people out there, to have a better life, um, to not even like to vote for, destroying the big food industries that's destroying you, your body, and your mental health. It's none of that. She doesn't care about the immigrants coming in here and killing white women that look just like her. That looks just like her. She it, you cannot be talking to me while I'm on live, mama. I'm on live. Okay? You cannot do that. See what this is why I don't do live. I have people listening to me, but they want to interrupt me. You see what I mean? Um See, I'm shaking because this pisses me off. She doesn't want the best for you, but she's voting based on that stuff and based on not even like she doesn't have any idea. And I just seen somebody on TikTok too, like talking about this, like celebrities, like you need to shut the fuck up because you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know how we live. Like you don't understand what we're going through and the things that's going on in Springfield, Colorado, Ohio, period. Like it is insane. And the media, and that's another thing we're gonna touch in on. See how like that I can like go straight into that. The media isn't trying to like put that on a pedestal for people to think that like that's real. It is very real. There's a black woman on fucking TikTok that was crying about the Haitians, crying about the missing packs, crying about what is happening there. But no one wants to talk about that. They don't want to pick that up. They're making jokes about Donald Trump right now about you know him like talking about they're eating the pets, they're eating the dogs, they're eating them. That's another thing too. I like that he did that. He was very forceful in this debate. Very forceful. He wasn't playing around. But you know what he did? He put a light. This is spreading all over TikTok. And people are using this, but this is putting out putting a light on this issue. Immigration. Immigration. I'm so happy that he actually talked about immigration, talked about how these people are destroying our country. Talk about migrant crime. Migrant crime has went through the roof. Okay, went through the fucking roof. Okay, and like I said, they're murdering women that look just like Taylor Swift, even though she doesn't give a fuck. And the fact that he made this like into like kind of like a meme almost, it's making people think because I'm seeing it online. It's making people think like, wow, like, let me look into this. Let me see what's actually happening. In Ohio, there was a man that literally killed, this little boy. That he had an invalid driver's license and he was Haitian, and he fucking injured so many children and murdered this little boy. He was a white boy, that was 11 years old. You don't think that's happening in New York? You don't think that's happening in LA? You don't think that's happening in Florida, any of these different places and stuff like that? It's happening all over the fucking country. And they're robbing, they're killing, they're stealing everything from this country. Not only stealing like items that aren't theirs, they're stealing the benefits from America, from Americans. So I think that him shedding a light onto immigration is great, but here's another thing too. Here's one thing that pisses me off. He only goes after the illegal immigrants that are doing all these bad things. But what about why are we allowing more illegal immigrants into our country? Why is he vouching for that? Why is he vouching for that? I'm over legal immigrants. I'm over it. I'm over it. Like this country's going to shit. We have allowed millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of motherfuckers to come in this country. And you think that deporting just a few bad ones is gonna that's it? No. We need to fucking rebuild this country. The economy needs to be better. Everything. We need to get them all out. Now, of course, if you're legal already, whatever. But we need to stop legal immigration until this country gets better. That's what I think. And I think Americans they thinking like, oh, like, yeah, getting the bad illegals out of here, like that's gonna be good enough. No, it's not. It's not. Cause the ones that's here, they're gonna fucking have babies, and their babies are gonna grow up and they're gonna be legal. They're gonna be illegal. They're gonna be legal and they're gonna grow up and vote Democrat too. Because of what the promises and the help that they've given just so they can get their vote. So it's like if he came out and he started talking about legal immigration, how we need to stop that until we rebuild this country and make it actually great again, I think that will like literally be so great, and that would actually be so great for the base too. Like there are so many people in the base that's not voting for Trump. I'm telling you right now, it's actually really bad because even going into immigration stuff like that, and Kamala not having the plan on immigration, she can take all of his fucking points and stuff like that and make it something that she's all for. Even though she's been for defunding the police, she has been for taking away your right to have a gun, to bear arms as an American. That is constitutional. She is a fucking Marxist. She is a communist. She is for that. There's so many clips that talks about that. There is. And she was not for fracking too, because she's definitely 100% for climate change. And the only reason why she's for fracking now is because Pennsylvania is very popular for fracking, and she wants people to vote for her. She's only doing it. She's only taking his policy points just to garner votes. But once she hit office, she's not going to do these things. But people are so stupid and retarded that they think that she's going to do it. It's not going to happen. And that's what he said. I should have gave you a fucking MAGA hat at this point, since you want to sit here and take all my fucking points. I'm the one who don't want tips on taxes on tips. I'm the one who thinks that you shouldn't get taxes on overtime. You like, but to be honest, abolish all taxes. Abolish it. Take it out. Abolish it all. That's what you should do. Abolish it all, but that'll never happen. That'll never happen. See, like he's not extreme as he used to be. He's not extreme as he used to be. But he came back in this debate, and I thought that he did a great job. But Kamala, the media is just sucking Kamala dry, and just looking at like how the moderators, it was 3-on-1. Like I don't care what no one said. That debate, it was 3-on-1. Like you have this prim and proper gay boy right there, like coming after every single thing about Trump, what Trump says, and you know, basically correcting him and like fact checking him, but no one fact check Kamala as much as they fact check Trump. And to come and find out that one of the women that was on, look, it was only one woman, sorry, the woman that was on the panel, like she used to be a sorority sister with Kamala, which is, it's like ironic, and she's friends with them too, like, so it's like it wasn't really fair at all. And it honestly, like, it makes me very upset. It really does. It makes me upset. And another thing too, like what makes me upset is how Kamala, she came for like him saying like, oh, like no, he's an embarrassment, he's a laughing stock around around the world, and like the world leaders. It's like, girl, do you not see what they talk like? What was it? I think it's in Europe. They always like laugh at Joe Biden, like laugh at Kamala Harris for being like she's like walking around like a chicken with her head cut off constantly. They always like, what do you mean? Like Trump was always respected by Putin. He was respected by King Jong Un. He was respected by Xi, the one like what's his name? He's he's Chinese. I cannot remember his fucking name, but he is the leader of China, whatever like that. He's respected by all these leaders, unless they're woke and stupid and dumb. But the most powerful leaders, the most important leaders out there, it was always peace in third world and first world, like always peace. And that's something that he did promise. But that's another thing too, like since he's so intertwined with Israel and stuff like that, and he comes for Kamala saying like she hates Israel, and like she's like she if you don't elect me, like there won't be an Israel, stuff like that. Like it's just, he's so extreme, like he's such a Zionist. And Kamala is too. I mean, she may not be extreme Zionist as Trump is, but she's a Zionist too. She will provide like weapons and everything, and even our tax dollars to Israel 10 times fold. She would. Plus, her fucking husband is Jewish, so like him saying that was just kind of outlandish in my opinion. Like I thought that was so stupid. Like, But the way that he said it though, it was kind of funny. Like I laughed the whole entire debate. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I thought the debate was so funny. I'm gonna actually watch it again because I thought it was that hilarious. Um, but he's such a Zionist, and it's so crazy how like if you go back and you look at articles and you read articles about Donald Trump and saying like he didn't want any Jewish donors to send money to him because they was never for him. They still aren't for him. Most Jews are going to be voting for Kamala. It's the truth. Most blacks are going to be voting for Kamala. Most minorities are going to be voting for Kamala. Period. And he loses his base by trying to pander to these Jewish people and these black people and these Mexicans and stuff like that. That it's like it doesn't make a difference. You should just pander to your base. Do what your base wants. The white people are the people who are going to vote in the majority for Kamala or Donald Trump, and most of his base is white. It's just the truth. So they do turn out the elections. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and I used to really think like, oh no, they don't turn out the elections. Like, I did a reaction video a while ago about these women talking about like it's up to the white people in this country to change anything for like their woke ideology. And I was like, I didn't understand that at first, and now I do. I'm like, wow, wait, like they're right about this. Like, whites are the majority of this country. I mean, at least for the most part. So yeah, they do turn out the fucking elections. They do. They do. It does. And, you know, the white women, for the majority, will be voting for Kamala. So it's like you have to work with what you have. Um, there's a lot of other things too that I want to talk about too. Let's see. Um, yeah, there was another thing too. I said Kamala doesn't have one plan. Like even with the border thing, like what are you gonna do? You gonna build a wall, Kamala? I would like to see Kamala Harris build the fucking wall. I would like to see you do it. I would like to see you do it. I know that Joe Biden has at the end of this term he's like trying to be more strict on the border, which it hasn't done shit. You allow so many people in here, it doesn't even matter. Like you can't turn that over. But I would like to see like, well, Kamala, okay, if you have a plan to secure the border, bitch, what is those plans? Will you be building a wall? Will you be guarding our borders even more with more guns? Will you be doing that? What would you be? Would you have them to be more stricter? What would you be doing? I would like to know. Also, to Trump too. Like I want like of course you want to build a wall. You do like the border patrol is on his side. They've already said that they endorse Donald Trump. But like, what is also your plans to make it more radical and more stricter for illegals to come in this country? I want it. I want the full extent. I'm not even playing. Like I want the full extent. Both of them. Trump has the better policies on the border, but like I want to hear more. I want to hear more. I want more. I want more. I do. I do. I want more. All Kamala has done with her policies is just we don't want orange man in the office. Bad, 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 bad. It's his rhetoric. It's his rhetoric. It's his attitude. We need more joy in this country. We need more joy in this country. Well, I'm sorry, bitch, but this country is not full of like butterflies and unicorns, sweetheart. We're in dire need of help. All of us. Middle class, lower class, the higher class, they're getting taxed out the wazoo. They're moving from LA to Texas to southern states. And, regardless, it's everywhere. It's all this bullshit's happening everywhere. Do you see like Greg Abbott? He just did like another anti-Semitism hate speech law thing. It's like, shouldn't you be worrying about the border? Shouldn't you be worrying about the border? Why what? So you have enough time to fucking um, you know, write in hate speech laws for a specific group of people in this fucking country. But you're not out there like actually loaded, locked and loaded in front of the border. I just can't. Like I really can't. It makes me so angry. What's another thing I have? Yeah, we already talked about how she's like changed her stances on everything. Ooh, I love this one. He said I said Trump says Kamala wants to defund the police. We already talked about that. And during BLM, she was for defunding the police. She was for letting these disgusting criminals out, and that's why in so many different like blue states, like some of these people have gotten away with murder because they were allowed out during BLM. They were allowed out during like these certain DAs and these and George Soros like funded like what someone's like sent me a text. George funded like DA stuff like that. So it's been insane how she wants to now to say like, oh, I haven't been for defund the police. Yes, you have. Yes, you have, bitch. Trans operations on illegals. I don't know shit about that, but I wouldn't doubt that that's happening. Like trans operations on illegals, like that was another one that was kind of like crazy. Like it was just like he just threw that out there. Trump during this debate, he just throwing shit out there. He really was. He was just like, just gonna throw that shit out there. Like you're for trans operations for illegals. It's so funny. Um, yeah, for the most part, like he really came for Kamala. I really like that. I think I touched on a lot of things on her. Let me see. Mm. Ooh. Yeah, they kept on bringing up like what was it, January 6th. I'm like, I don't want to hear anything about January 6th. I don't want to hear anything about January 6th. Like y'all tried to kill like a former president. Y'all tried to kill a former president. Like I don't want to hear anything about January 6th at all. Like what do you mean? What, dude? Just like he said, like Nancy Pelosi denied protection. So like it's all on her. It's all on her. It's all on these people. Like I like, and if you look at the tweets, we all looked at the tweets when he got reinstated on Twitter that he said to be peaceful. No one wants to bring that up. And when he brings up Nancy Pelosi, the moderator is like, "Oh, I want to hear about Nancy Pelosi. I asked you about what like." It was so biased. And see, for me, I think that I would like to see another debate. I would. And thank you for the like, whoever liked my thing. I know I'm ranting. Like I can't help it. Oh my god, I can't love this enough. Just found your channel. Keep spreading the word. Keep spreading the word. Wait, go back. Because a lot of people are confused, and I hope they just dig in and see the truth. Don't believe the lies. Yes, thank you so much, JoJo, for coming in and. So, I'm sorry. Hold on. Wait one moment. Mother, can you please stop texting me during this live? Because I swear to God, I'm going to get so angry. Can you stop texting me, please? No, you cannot. No, I won't. I will tell you afterwards. See what I mean? This is why I don't go live. This is exactly why I don't go live, because I'm always getting like interrupted by a special person in my life. But thank you so much for this comment, and yeah, I try my best to like spread the truth. Like people are just so fucking retarded. They have no brain. Like people have no brain about anything. But I'm so sick of talking about like January 6th. Like free all those people. They literally didn't even do anything. Like they want to bring up like, oh, people died there. Yeah, the cop shot the girl. That he shot the girl, and there was another cop that literally passed away, like months after January 6th, and they went like, someone died. Someone died from January 6th. Like, please, bullshit. Um, I can't. And everyone, yeah, they always want to bring about like Charleston too. Like, was it Charleston? Like when they was like, oh, the neo Nazi was out there, and they was spewing anti-Semitic tropes and this and this and that. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. They always want to bring up old shit that doesn't have anything to do with like the present of what's happening now. And I like that he did that. He was like, we're gonna focus on the present, what's happening now, because that's important. We need to focus on the present. Why we keep on going back in time and talking about all this kind of stuff? It's all a way to like destroy his character. That's all it is. And I like another thing too. I wrote this in my notes too. They bring up that Trump doesn't believe that he lost the election in 2020 and that Trump is very powerful. He is going on everyone and saying that they have destroyed the economy, this country, this nation. Um, and that everything is old news. Okay, that's the thing too. Like they always want to bring up old news, but once he once he talk about like how he didn't feel like that he lost the election, that's when they want to be like, oh, like that's old news. Like it's just it's annoying too. Like it's so obvious that like there was a lot of bullshit that was happening during the election 2020. Like once you go back and you actually see the fuckery, like you're like, oh yeah, like there was a lot of shit happening in every single state, especially in these liberal states. Like it was so bad. Like ballots were missing. There was people like stealing ballots. I remember watching these videos of people stealing ballots and like all this kind of stuff like that just so they won't like have Trump win. Like it was actually insane. Um, but yeah, I think that's all that I have. To be honest, like I think that it was an iconic debate. And yeah, I think that the thing is though, since I feel like Donald Trump won this debate, we still need to sit back and actually like talk about how, despite Trump winning this debate, is he truly going to be America first? Because we already know he's in cahoots with Netanyahu. He's calling Kamala the person that hates Israel because she's not staunchly pro-Israel as Trump. Kamala, she has a hard spot for the Palestinians. Donald Trump doesn't, which that also like serve a red flag too. Like, would we do everything that Israel wants? Would we be going to war with Iran? These are concerns and questions that we all need to ask. If there was to ever be another pandemic, how will Trump actually? How will he um, conduct it? How will it happen? Will he do the same thing that he did last time? Have this country closed down and say that like a country like what was it? Was it the Netherlands? I think it was the Netherlands, right? He wanted them to close down. No, it was Sweden. Sweden. He wanted them to close down, even though they was getting little to no COVID, like whatever cases. Uh, and they're already talking about like I've been seeing Bill Gates talk about there's going to be another um pandemic, or there's going that we're going to get into World War III. Is one of the two things that's going to happen, and they're saying this. World Economic Forum. Oh my God, sorry. That's what I'm gonna do live. World Economic Forum. They're saying they're planning out this stuff right in front of our face. Disease X. This stuff is this is serious things that we have to reconsider when we think about Donald Trump. Like he's pro-Israel. We may go to war with Iran. Um, there's a possibility that he won't be as strong on immigration, like he says he is. Um, and thirdly, what else? Oh my God, I just talked about it. See what happens? Like I hate going live, but keep up with me, bitch. Um, yeah, I said he's pro-Israel. We may go to war with Iran. There was something else. Oh my fucking God. He may not be as strong on immigration. Yes. And there was something else. It just slipped my mind. Fuck. See, I wish that I was like so prim and proper like everyone else is on lives and stuff like that, like Candace Owens, but it takes years of practice. I think I need to like practice these things and actually make like actual notes, like every single thing. And also I like talking about I like that like I'm just like whatever. Like I I, I missed my point. Sorry. Yeah, these are things that we have to be concerned about. Because it's very important. Like if he's not America first, that's a huge concern. And yes, how he's going to conduct the pandemic if there's ever another pandemic. Because you already know they're going to throw that monkey wrench in there. They're gonna if he wins, they're gonna throw that in there 100%. It's always chaos, even around the election times. They will throw it right in there. They will throw it right in there. And another thing is too the sixth thing. Will free speech actually be like a thing? Will it actually be? Will he protect free speech? Because he's for the anti-Semitism hate speech laws. He is. He's the one who wrote them. Who put them into law. You can't boycott Israel in this country, but they can boycott us if they want to in their country. He's not strong on abortion either. So there's just a lot of things to consider, you guys. There is. I'm so happy I got that right back in my brain. You see what happens? Cause I'm so infuriated by things. I'm interrupted by my mom. All these different things. Like so. Yeah, that's just my biggest concern, you guys. It really is. Will he actually be America first? And I think that it would be half ass. I do. It's going to be half ass. If he wins, it's going to be half ass. But would you rather him or would you rather Kamala? I would not rather Kamala. I would just wouldn't. Anyways, I've been on here for like what, 45 minutes. I think I'm done. I really am. I think I'm done. Seeing what the media has done to him, and they're not making it feeling that he's like favorable or anything like that. Like, I really like that. Every time he does really good, that means like the media's gonna hate him, and every time he does something bad, the media loves him. Just like after the RNC, he acted. They compared him to like Obama after the RNC. Did I ever see the New York Times article? I read that, and I was like, wow, they just compared him to Obama. That's gross. Like, wants unity, wants everyone to come together. It's never gonna happen. They almost like literally took you out of here. You think they want unity? Please kiss my motherfucking ass, okay? But anyways, I think I'm done. Does anyone have any comments, questions, anything before I go? Let me know. I seen that there's 3 people in here. There's one like, which I appreciate. There's probably gonna be more likes after the stream is over with, which I love. I love that. Again, like thank you guys for bearing with me. Like y'all know I'm not perfect. I'm not gonna come out here and be perfect. Like I just it's just not my nature. It's just not who I am. God didn't never make any of us perfect. Um, it's just the fact of life, and I will never be perfect. So if I made a mistake in here, if you have any more questions, let me know. Like I'm just gonna stay here for a little bit more and wait for someone to say something if you want to. I thank you guys for watching so much. I really do. You're gonna look at my face. Like I look pretty. Do y'all like my makeup? Ain't it pretty? I love it. I did it just for you. I actually did. Anytime I get ready, I do it just for you. I like the red lips too. Like I don't usually do like really pink lips like this. This is like inspired by Sabrina Carpenter actually. Like I've been loving Sabrina Carpenter's like vibe lately, like the crazy blush and like the really pretty glittery makeup. I feel like I'm back in 2016 again when I do makeup like this, but it's actually much better, much cuter. You know, like um, I haven't always been good at makeup, but when I first started, I was pretty damn good, bitch. Like I was pretty damn good. But this is the end of my stream. If you have any questions, please leave some questions down below. Do you have anything you want me to answer? Do you want to know my thoughts about anything? I'm gonna sit here for a little bit until it hits like the 50 mark. But I will talk about myself. I really like my jewelry stack today. So pretty. I really love this. Also, I forgot to mention, like, oh, have you seen all the Never Trumpers? Like, Ben Shapiro was a Never Trumper, and he says that he thinks that Trump did an awful job. That's how you know when people are Never Trumpers or people who are staunchly pro Israel or anything like that. Even when Trump was being 100% pro Israel and during this debate, and you see Ben Shapiro saying that it was like one of his worst debates. That's how you know you should stay clear. Like that's how you know you should stay clear. That's how you know that like Trump did really good. You know, seeing Ben Shapiro out here saying like, "Oh, he did badly. It wasn't that great," and then like he's coming for Nick Fuentes. Like, please. I love to see it. We need more of that. We need more of like a hit. When Trump speaks. Um, I really do. I need more of that fire because he's been kind of subdued lately. Like he's been very subdued. I don't know if it's because he's getting old, but for the most part, what I think it's his advisors telling him to like to be more appealing to like the white women, that do not like him, because there are many white women out here that do not like Trump at all. Many women in general, um, and they want him to be more soft, but you see what I mean? You see what I mean? Inconsiderate. That's what happens when you live with your mother. But I won't very long. Telling you. Anyways, do any of y'all have any questions? Let me know before I go. I don't think anybody does. So this was fun. I liked it. I think I did a good job. Let me know in the comments if I did a good job if you've watched this whole video all the way through. If you have watched this whole video all the way through, please leave like American flag emojis. And I'll know that you are a real one. If you don't, then F all of you then. Okay. Anyways, I'm gone. Love you. Bye.